tutorial for you today using, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of ready for summer. This winter weather is just not so fun. So we're gonna jump to summer feelings with our card today. We are going to be making this fun watercolor watermelon card on today's video, and we're going to be using one of the new sets from our celebration. So you know it's celebration time, January and February 2024. With every $50 that you purchase, you can get a free stamp set, designer series paper, embellishment, or ribbon from our celebration catalog. And so one of those fun exclusive items is my favorite, this watercolor watermelon stamp set. And so we're going to be using this today to create our card. I'm going to turn the camera down in a second, but if you want today's measurements, as always, you can go to my blog at stampinqueenbee.com. And you can print your free PDF tutorial. It's got all the measurements, all the supplies, and step-by-step instructions to make today's card. I also email them out if you're on my email list. So make sure you click in the description and subscribe to our weekly Buzz Bulletin so you never miss out on a free printable PDF for each week's card project. So thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for liking, subscribing, and helping me grow our channel. And without further ado, let's get started with today's card. Hey friends! Oh, I'm so excited to share with you today's card. Happy Wednesday. We are going to be making this a fun hello card. It's so cold out, I'm dreaming of summer, and so we are going to be making this fun watermelon card today from our celebration watercolor melon stamp set. So this stamp set is one of the items that you can get for free with your order during celebration, which runs January 4th through the end of February. And this is probably my favorite of the celebration items. I think it's so versatile. It's so super cute. They're distinctive stamps. So they're gonna give you a two-tone look with one color. They're so fun and I absolutely love them. We're also gonna be using the sentiment, the hello sentiment from the Heartfelt Hellos, which is also another set that you can get for free during celebration. So we are going to focus on these two celebration sets today as we create this "Oh, I'm ready for summer" card. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in some Sweet Sorbet cardstock. I've already cut it and scored. We're going to go ahead and fold it in half here, line it up, and use our bone folder here to burnish our edges so we get a nice crease. Okay, so that is step one. And remember, if you want today's card measurements or the step-by-step instructions, make sure you are subscribed to our weekly Buzz Bulletin. Every Thursday, I email out a free printable PDF with all the step-by-step instructions, the measurements, picture, all the things. So we've got a piece of basic white here. So we're gonna start with the inside, and we're gonna bring in our memento black. We've got our hello sentiment. We're gonna ink this up in our memento black ink. Make sure we've got good ink on there. We're just gonna kind of stamp this towards the top in the center. We've got our hello. Okay, we'll put this aside. And then we're gonna bring in our Sweet Sorbet. Our Sweet Sorbet, I think this is a good watermelon color, kind of a pinky red. And we're gonna ink up, actually, we're gonna ink up this one. This is our watermelon slice that has a little bite out of it. So we're gonna do this in the corner. And do you see, this is that distinctiveness. So do you see how it's got all the different kind of shadows and shading? So it gives you a very lifelike stamped image. Okay, and then we're gonna bring in some garden green. And we're gonna do the rind. So we're gonna ink that up. These are clear stamps, so you can line them up very well and get your fun watermelon slice, right? Now we need to put a few little seeds, so we'll bring back in our memento here. And we'll ink up our seeds. Comes with 2 different seeds, so it comes with a single seed, or I love this one that has kind of, it's got 3 in 1. So we'll stamp those down, close up our black, and we're gonna bring in some of our Stampin' Right markers. So we've got our Sweet Sorbet and our Parakeet Party. We're gonna use the brush tip end, and you know I love to flick. So we're gonna flick our card here. You'll notice I'm doing this on our new Glass Mat Studio. So this is an item that you can get during celebration during January and February of 2024. Can you believe we're in 2024? And so this Glass Mat Studio is so great. So if you've been thinking about joining and becoming a demonstrator, getting your craft supplies at a discount, celebration time is the best time, because in addition to the items that you pick out, you get to choose what you want in your startup. They are offering as an option during celebration to get this Glass Mat Studio. So it's this awesome glass mat. I think it has totally enhanced my stamping. It makes your images just so clear because it's such a great surface to stamp on. And so you can get that in addition to your starter kit items. So even if you don't want to sell anything, you just want your own stuff at a great discount, this is the time for sure. Okay, so we've got the inside of our card done. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this in now. Use a little bit of our liquid glue. You don't need too much, so I kind of just like to do the outer and maybe just a little bit in the middle. And we will line that up, center that, and the inside of our card is done. Isn't that fun? Okay, now time for the outside. So let's put this stuff to the side. And we're gonna bring in another piece of basic white and our memento black again. We're gonna bring in those watermelon seeds, and we're gonna create our own background, like our own designer series paper. So there's no right or wrong with this. I just kind of go along, ink them up. Can do them all over. You can do them kind of in a pattern. I kind of like the white space, so I'm leaving a good amount of it. I love our designer series paper, but I think sometimes we forget we can create our own background paper with our awesome stamps, right? Okay, so we'll close this up, and we're gonna mount this piece onto a piece of garden green. So we'll go ahead and grab that. Put a little green glue on there, and we're gonna go ahead and center this onto our layer here. And remember, all those measurements are going to be in our weekly Buzz Bulletin email that I'll send out tomorrow, as well as on my blog, stampinqueenbee.com. You can find all of our past measurements and tutorials on there for free, printable, that you can download and save for your idea book, right? Okay, so we're gonna bring in some of our gingham ribbon. This is our black and white gingham ribbon. And the way I like to do this, we're gonna put this around the middle. And so I like to leave it on the roll, bring this around. I want it tied at the top, so I'm gonna flip it around and I'm gonna tie my bow, and I think I need a little bit more here, so that's an easy fix, right? We're just gonna pull this. That's why I like it on the spool here, so I have enough to work with. Okay, and then we're going to tie our bow. Just a shoestring bow. Flip it back around and get it to lay how I want, and we'll just go ahead and trim that off. So no waste here. All our ribbon is still on the spool. Okay, so now we've got our ribbon tied, so I'll just make sure that I kind of put it where I want it here. I like it in the center. And then we're just gonna add this to the front of our card, this time using our Stampin' dimensionals. So we've got our dimensionals. I'm just gonna go ahead and put them in the corners. And then I like to do a few in the middle. So I'll kind of put them half on the ribbon, half not. So it kind of will hold my ribbon in place there. And then a couple on the sides. And we'll just go ahead and peel off those backings. So easy, right? Love our dimensionals. It's just gonna give it a little bit of height, so our card really pops. And I always check, make sure I got them all. And then we're just gonna center this onto our card front here, just like so. And now we're gonna stamp some of our watermelon. So we need our cute watermelon halves, right? Our cut open watermelon. So we'll bring in our sweet sorbet here, and we'll ink up the inside of our watermelon. And we'll do a few here. I'm just leaving room at the bottom so I can have enough room for the rind. I'll bring that in, and we'll grab our garden green here. We'll ink that up, and we'll line it up. I'm going to show you a couple of tricks to this in case you don't line them up exactly. There we go. Okay, and then we'll add our watermelon seeds. You could have seedless watermelons as well, but I love these seeds. So I just kind of like to shift it around, and since they're triangles, if you kind of shift it, they will line up. And I'm going to show you a little watermelon trick that I discovered. So let me close this up, and I'm going to bring in one of my Stampin' blends. So this would be Parakeet Party again from our In Colors. And you notice that on this watermelon, I got my rind a bit closer, but these ones are a bit spaced out. Well, watermelons are mostly two colors, right? They're kind of like two tones of green. So if I take my Stampin' blend here, this is my alcohol marker Stampin' blend, and just kind of go right along, no one will even know, right? And I even kind of like to do it even on the close ones, because since they're the distinctive, and there's the different, colors in there, the two tones, it kind of just gives it a little bit of even more dimension when you add that Stampin' blends to that, right? Okay, so there's a couple ways that we can cut these out. So we can, of course, we can fussy cut. So we can take our scissors and we can just go along. You can either leave some white space or you can go right up to it, whatever your preference is. They're super easy to fussy cut out. So then you can just kind of go right along the top and easy peasy cut out, right? So that's one way we can cut them out. But I have a little trick for you. So we have in our catalog the modern oval punch. And wouldn't you know, Stampin' Up! Is so smart that they would create it so that you can, how fun, how easy peasy, line that up and punch that out. And you've got the whole easy way to get that bottom part. And then you can just take your snips and go right along. You can also punch these, pre-punch them and stamp them right on each side if you want to do that as well. And we aren't using them today, but I pre-stamped some of the whole watermelon from that set. And that whole watermelon, so you can see this is stamped just in the garden green. If we take our Stampin' Blend and kind of went over these lighter areas, you can get easily the two-tone color in there for the out part of the watermelon as well. So you can see if you want to kind of darken it with two colors or if you want to use it just as is and have those two color dimensions. But look, they punch right out so easily with our modern oval punch. They designed it to be able to use it together. So you can just punch that out, no having to cut. How easy peasy is that, right? Might as well punch out my other one while I have it here. And how easy. So you can order your modern oval punch if you don't have that yet already. Maybe some of the papers, when you add up to $50 during celebration, you can get one of these sets for free. So you can grab your punch, some papers, some ink pads, whatever you need, and then select the watercolor melon stamp set as your free celebration, one of your free celebration gifts. If you spend $100, you can select the heartfelt hellos or any of the other items for every $50, and it's unlimited. So if it's free, it's for me, right? Okay, well, let's finish up our card here. So I already, with the magic of YouTube video, did some of our watermelons and got those punched and cut out for us. So we're just gonna take a few of those and we are gonna use some dimensionals. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a dimensional on the left and on the right, and I'm gonna leave the middle open because we're gonna put these over our ribbon here since it's in the center, right? So we're just gonna do that. It's all gonna hold our ribbon in place here, and then this is just gonna go right over. So we're just gonna take 3 of those watermelons, put the dimensionals on those. Let's grab one more here. There we go. And we'll go ahead and peel those backings off. And we're just gonna alternate them left to right. And our last one here. And we've got our 3 watermelons. How fun, right? If you wanna trim these up, you can. I kinda like to leave them a bit longer there. And then we'll bring in, last but not least, our classic matte dots. So we're gonna use the black ones here. And I'm just gonna put 2 on the side, 2 bigger ones on the side. An extra one there. And one of the smaller ones here on the left side. There we go. Okay, so there we have our watercolor melon. Isn't that such a fun card? You can see the variations in our paper that we created in the background. You can do one with some more of the seeds or one with a little bit more of the white. You have to tell me in the comments which you prefer, but I think this set is so fun. I absolutely love how they go together. and they really make me want that summer watermelon. What about you? I'm ready for some heat, that's for sure. All right, well, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll be sending your tutorials out tomorrow, or check them out on my blog, stampinqueenbee.com. I'll see you soon.